What's good? What's good? Something about my family, man. About my family. And, we just chilling and we having conversation. And it made me think about some things. So you all about to have a dope situation that's about to happen, right? So here's what's about to happen. Everybody about to be around their family for the next, if it's not tonight already, all day tomorrow, right? You're going to go to some places and you're going to be around some people, right? You're going to be around family members. So a lot of y'all who following my page, right, and who've been rocking with me for a minute, you've already acclimated wealth principles to your life, right? You've already acclimated wealth principles to your life, right? So here's the most important time. Like, y'all heard me talk about family SOPs a while back, right? So here's an amazing time for you to go have some conversations with your family about establishing wealth, right? Like, let's think about it. One of the family SOPs that I created was during the holidays, we spend time talking about wealth building principles. How do we increase our family's purchasing power? Right? Let's even think about that. Have we ever even thought about that before? Like, how are we increasing our family's purchasing power? Most of us who are on the wave right now are first generation millionaires, right? You're first generation millionaires. You're going to be the first generation of wealth. You're going to be the first people that implement wealth building principles, investing principles to your family, right? They not on it, right? They not on it. You on the wave. What happens is you have to start establishing to them the importance of this game. When you go to Thanksgiving tomorrow, right? When you go around your people tomorrow, I want you to ask them a couple of questions. Why do they fear investing? Why haven't they invested? You got to become the leader. You tap into the lives. You got the information. I'm going to keep it real. You are smarter than you think you are. If you change the focus, you can change the future. Say it again. If you can change the focus, you can change the future, right? We can't say that like, yo, there isn't enough money, right? There isn't enough money. So think about this. $400 billion changes hands every day in the market. Yet, some people think that there's a lack of money. Money isn't scarce. Without commitment, we will never start. Without consistency, we cannot finish strong. So even through the ups and the downs, that means we got to just keep going. So let me talk about, like, this is on my mind because I was talking to my family, right? So one of the things that my family had issues with was fear, right? Fear was something that they had issues with. And I said, listen, as human beings, fear is the one emotion that will be a part of everything that you do, right? Because your mind and everything you do is attached to your mind, and your body wants you to always kind of try to make the best decision. Your mind is always attached to me not making a mistake, right? Me not making a mistake, me not wanting to lose money, right? And so what happens is on the journey of us understanding that, right? Because we understand that, because we know that fear, we got to understand that, okay, like, it's okay. But on the other side of the fear is where the greatness is. Right? On the other side of fear is where the greatness is. On the other side of fear is where the dope shit happen at. Right? So how do we, check this out. How do we work past the fear? Right? Y'all know my fear is finally exiting average reality, right? Because where there's a fear at, to me, you're thinking average, right? That is the average way of thinking. That is why you fear, because you know to overcome the fear, you've now stepped into a new reality. Right? To overcome the fear, to get on the other side of the fear, right? You've now stepped into a new reality. You stepped into a new realm. Right? Fear. Finally exiting average reality. Right? But here's what I want us to understand. When I started investing in the stock market, it was because I wanted a change in my life. Let's talk about values for a second. I got tired of risking my life. I got tired of risking my freedom. And I knew that there was another life. There was another reality. There was another type of information, but I didn't have access to it because the only way that I saw life was one way. So everybody around me, y'all know my story, but I'm just telling you, my values changed, principles changed, right? So here's the thing, I understood this. I understood that people are living their dreams. People have different types of motivation and inspirations outside of just survival, right? So when I started investing in the stock market, for me, it was, this is a new opportunity for me. This can create a new life for me. For a second, I want you to ask yourself, what is the life and the reality, the new reality that you want? Right? What is the new life and the reality that you want? Because here's the thing. The life and the reality that you want is possible. It is possible. Right? The life and the reality that you want is possible. How do we know it's possible? We know it's possible because there are people in this world that are worth billions of dollars. You feel me? There are people in this world worth hundreds of millions of dollars. Right? There are people in this world who have companies that are worth trillions of dollars. So that tells us that the possibilities are infinite. I want everybody in here to say it: infinite, 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 right? Infinite, right? Now, we should, as a collective, I'm saying this, we should take on the challenges of being great. We should be obsessed with the idea of wealth. We should be obsessed with the idea of freedom. We should no longer accept anything that doesn't coincide with the life we want. Right? We should. The next thing is let us now attain the knowledge that takes us there. Let us now, check this out, become infatuated with the habits that get us there. Let us now speak only words that fertilize the future we want. Hear me. Hear me. We should only be speaking words that fertilize the life we want. I need somebody in here to say my words fertilize my future. My words fertilize my future. Right? My words fertilize my future. I need you to say that. Like, my words fertilize my future. I need you to say that. Because what happens is this, y'all, like, and I say it again, we change our focus and we change our future. We change our focus and then we can change our future. The reason why we got to say our words fertilize our future, because we only speak things from here. We only speak things from here that give birth to what we want. So think about this, right? Words, I'm about to say something that's dope. I'm about to say something that's dope to you right quick. Check this out. Words are first brewed in the heart. And if you go look up the word brew, you understand why I said that. Words are first brewed in the heart. So when you speak words from your mouth about your life, about your realities, it is how you feel emotionally from within. So the way that you speak is a representation of how you feel within. So the only way you get the life that you want, you have to feel it first. So when you speak things about your life, about your existence, it is because from within, it is the way that you feel. So now we only speak words that fertilize our future. Right? So we're talking about having a change right here. So I want to say this, right? There is a new nation of wealth builders that are willing to bear the financial sacrifices in order to give birth to financial freedom. The question is, are you a part of that new nation? Are you a part of that financial revolution? Are you a part of that new generation, that new nation that says 20 years from now, we were that train. We were that Underground Railroad. We were that revolution. We were that avalanche. We were that microcosm that continued to grow. We were that nucleus. We were that volcano that erupted. We were that. Or will you be a part of the regime that says, I missed out? Right? Will you say that? Where will you be at? So you got to think about it. So think about this. What side of history will you be on? We're in a historic time right now. We're in a historic time right now where truly wealth is attainable for everybody who commits to it. I need you to say, I'm committed only if you're willing to put in the work. All right, check this out. Check this out. Let's take it a step further. If you see yourself making $1 million, say I'm committed. If you see yourself making $1 million, say I'm committed. The next question is, I want you to think to yourself right here, what is the plan to get to the million? What is the plan? How do we get there? Most people want the million, but they don't have a plan to get to the million. Let's paint a picture, right? Because we don't want to wishful think, right? We don't want to wishful think here, right? We're about putting in actionable steps that get us there. It's one thing to speak it. It's the next thing to put a plan in place to get us there. It's one thing to speak it. Cool. We speak it into the universe. It's the next thing for us to put actionable steps to get there. So here's what I tell people about building wealth. Building wealth is a skill set. It is a skill set that requires planning, tools, and execution. So when you say, yo, I'm going to be a millionaire, and then you don't have planning, tools, and the execution, we wishful thinking. Right? So when I say, now, what is the blueprint that gets us there? I don't want us to just wishful think. I want to take us from just saying it, manifesting it. See, this is what we realize about manifesting something. When you manifest something, you think on it, you put it out there, and then you start getting clues that get you to the end result. Right? So let's think about this before. How many times you ever been like, yo, like, I need this to happen. You need something to happen to you. You need something to take place, and you be like, damn, I don't know how this is going to happen. I don't know I'm going to do it. You thinking about it. You like, yo. And then boom, you just get this brilliant idea that came out of nowhere. And you like, yo, I don't know where that idea came from, but I was able to put A, B, C, D, and E together, and you went with it. Right? How many people been there before? Like, man, I need to get this taken care of. Right? You're like, man, I don't know how I'm going to pull this off. Like, I don't know how I'm going to do it. I just know I'm going to do it. Like, I don't know how exactly I'm going to pull it off. I don't know how exactly I'm going to put it off. I don't know. I have the slightest idea how this is going to work, how I'm going to make this happen. But I know this got to happen. And then, here's where the manifestation comes in at. What you start doing is you're like, yo, I don't know how I'm going to make this happen. I don't know how I'm going to put this together. But then what happens is you think on it, you dwell on it. You remember what I told y'all earlier. See, now I'm about to tell y'all something. In the beginning, we said the words that we speak are first brewed in the heart. The words that we speak are first brewed in the heart. So we telling ourselves in the head, the thoughts, right? The thoughts are wired to the heart. The thoughts are wired to the heart. We hear and hear, right? So you having a conversation. You like, yo, I don't know how this is going to come out. But here's what you're doing while you doing that. While you saying, I don't know how this is going to work, how this is going to happen, your mind is visualizing the end result already. Right? You ain't think about that yet. In your mind is connected to the thought. So the words you speak are coming from the heart. The mind now is putting the visualization of the end result together. Right? So your mind and your brain, you're like, yo, I don't know how I'm going to figure this out, but I need this to happen. So your mind is looking at the end result, and then boom, you get it. A, B, C, D. So here it is. I asked you a question. I said, yo, how many people want to make $1 million? Everybody said me. Everybody said me. I said, what's the plan to make the $1 million? We say, okay, well, I'm going to invest my way there. Okay, cool. How? Remember, wealth is a skill set. It's a skill set that requires 3 things: planning, tools, and execution. Planning, tools, and execution. We need those 3 things, right? Planning, tools, and execution. We need those 3 things. Without those 3 things, we just wishful thinking. We're not going to wishful think no more, right? So now what I want you to do is this. I want us to look at the end result that we want. I want us to look at the end result that we want. I want you to look at, I want you to feel the life. I'm going to keep it 100 with y'all. I want you to look at it and feel it. Right? Because this is how the plan comes together in your brain. It said that the smartest people in the world only use 5% of their brain. No, I'm lying. 8% of their brain. It says the smartest people in the world, who we call geniuses, only use 8% of their brain. So if the geniuses of the world are only using 8% of their brain, what the hell are the rest of us walking around here doing? If the people we are calling geniuses are only using 8% of their brain, then what in the hell are the rest of us out here doing? You know what we doing? We being entertained. We being entertained. So let's do this. There's parts of our brain when we tap into higher levels of ourselves and we don't even know it. Remember what I said? I said, yo, check this out. You've ever been in a situation where you feel like you really needed something to happen. You thought on it, you thought on it, you thought on it, and then out of nowhere, a roadmap was laid out for you. And you be like, yo, I don't know where I get this idea from. It came to play for me. What if we tap into that more often?